What is up, ladies and gents? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, ESPARZA, coming to you with another installment of the Bullpen, a joint venture between Inside BJJ and the Grappling Hour. I hope you're having a great day. We are here. We have made it to the end of regular season. There's still a playoff, but it is the end of one chapter, the beginning of another. For some players, a lucky 8 will go to the playoffs, but we won't know that until tomorrow night. However, statistically, we are making some guesses. Nonetheless, in order to make some of those guesses, I thought it'd be a great idea to talk with my good friend Tim. What predictions do you have that are not PGF related, sir?
I predict we're going to have a banger of a show today. I know that. And the other prediction that I can make with 100% accuracy is that I will not be leaving early today.
Okay.
Perhaps. Maybe.
I think people have to understand there's a version of this where I can never leave early, so I can't even threaten that I would leave early. Like, oh yeah, I'll show you, Tim. Wait until I can't. Okay, well, important lessons learned. Tim, we've come so far. It still feels like we're in the middle of the season, but tomorrow we will find out very soon who will be leaving us. So I guess my first question for you is, what do you feel like we have learned most in these 4 weeks of action, a media day and a draft day overall?
Well, I feel like, one, we learned that we were right with our predictions in the beginning of the season, in so much that we all had a strong idea. In the end, we were going to see Jet Thompson. We were going to see Christos Papadelos. We were going to see Chris Olivo. Like, those are all things we kind of knew, right? I think Landon Elmore has been a surprise this season, a pleasant surprise. And I think Derek Rayfield coming in has been a huge surprise, that it was just like, wow, the alternate coming in changed the game so much, not just in the individual standings, but also a huge boost to his team. So I think those were two things. Most of the time I think about the alternates, like, yeah, someone's going to sub for a night, then we're not going to see them, or they're not going to have a huge impact. And this season they've had a gigantic impact. So that's the thing that really surprised me the most.
Yeah, I would say I think it was also a surprise to Derek he would be in this season, because that dude was living life pretty well and then made his way to the gym. And I've heard some rumors. I've heard that Derek may not have even been training like as actively as some of our other people, which only adds insult to injury that he is this good.
Right?
Because I would think I would obsess over this. I'd be in day and night. I'd be doing double sessions. I hear some people don't do that. Won't name names. But we hear things on this show, and then when you hear somebody like Derek Rayfield, who's just like, I've been training, but maybe not as intense as these guys, and yet on that leaderboard looking very good, that is an incredible thing. And yes, Brian, you are correct. Mejia has been killing it too, so he didn't waste any time. This has been a very good season for a couple alternates. And big respect to them. I mean, usually I feel like we have like one big alternate that comes in. I felt like we had 2 or 3 that were immediate threats that could change the whole ecosystem of the whole thing. And that's not even forgetting Sergio, who's not necessarily even out yet.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And, Rayfield put up 16 last week and Mejia put up 15. Huge numbers from those guys. And, Sergio's still in the hunt. He's still within grasp of coming into the playoffs here. So
I want to point this out here, Egg. What do I do with this? We learned the importance of kills. I think we always knew that kills were important because they were points that mattered more. Like, you got more points from kills. So maybe we didn't learn the importance of it, but we saw the effectiveness of it. I don't think any of these guys have just sat there and been like, I'm not going to get a kill. Take that, Egg.
Not today.
Not today, Satan. Instead, I feel like we've seen more people find avenues to getting those kills. And if you're Dom Mejia, that's all you had in mind. We've also seen the
Yeah.
importance of kills when that's all they've gotten fixated on and they don't get the points. So it goes multiple ways, and I want to make sure we're very clear about that. But all right, these are our kind of challenges. Tim, there was a lot to go over last week. So what I would love to do right now, as is our tradition, I'm giving you 1 minute of time to explain what the hell happened in week 4 for those who missed their stories last week. So are you ready to take on this challenge, good sir?
Yes, I feel like I'm ready. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about this, Raf, but I think I'm ready.
I feel like you're getting more reps and continuously forgetting worse each time that you have to do this segment. But I'm going to put the camera on you.
That's not the way it's supposed to work, right? Oh, shit.
It's supposed to get more familiar with the segment as we go. But in 3, 2, 1, go, Tim.
Hey, week 4, season 8, PGF. I've said it enough, but I'm going to say it again. Rayfield goes bananas. He scores 16 points, collects 2 money bags and a DQ or a penalty, right? Which is not DQ, but a penalty. Good on him. Flip the ref. We've already talked about this. Mejia put up 15 points. Jet Thompson put up 12. These guys are shooting to the top. Elmore puts up 0, still holds on to 3rd place in the individual rankings, and it's come down to Dolomer versus the Twisters and the New Hope Kings. It's like that dude and your friend girlfriend. He's the homie who's always kind of lingering, and he's just waiting for one of you to slip up so he could step into your spot. That's what the Kings are going into week 5, hoping to upset the leaders. We got a great week coming up. You don't want to miss it. Week 4 was awesome. Week 5 is going to deliver. I know that.
Thank you for that, Tim. You brought up a good point, which is that, listen, I know the refs have taken some flack, some from the competitors, some from best friends who are competitors. Can I just point this one thing out? You can't act incredulously when someone flips off the ref and they're like, how dare they give me a penalty? And it's like, that's 100% valid. Like, flipping off the ref should have consequences. And I know that some of these geniuses are going to think freedom of expression, I can middle finger everybody. 1, most middle fingers will get you fined in literally every other organization. 2, professional, see first word in acronym of organization. 3, you get time to yell at him later. That's what all the BTS stuff is. All the behind the scenes stuff. Like, there's always in one episode, one moment when they go up to the refs. That's a staple. Listen, I'm not even in the BTS stuff, and that is okay, because I don't want people to come thinking that they can just get airtime by coming to yell at me. In fact, most of the time, that's going to end up on the cutting room floor. But I would just tell you guys the hilariousness that they're like, oh, you can't even flip off a ref these days. And it's like, yes, that is still not the case here. So just wanted to make sure we were clear on that. Having said that, some great action all around. And I feel like we were starting to see some emerging players. See this? Howdy, boys. This is from BMAC. Russell Marbutt says, Twisters up. Twisters looking pretty good, Tim. I know we've got an odds maker here, but you really narrowed this down to 2. Just indulge me here. What would the New Hope Kings have to do in order to be in any competitive place to win this thing?
Yeah, I mean, they look, if they're really good, they're like 20 points behind the Twisters, 19 points. They're 75 points right now. Okay. Yes, that can be recovered for sure. But man, not one team has to slip up. 2 teams have to slip up. So they got 2 places they got to catch. These 2 dudes at the top, these 2 major players. They have to come in and win a majority of their matches and put up, I hate to agree with Egg here, but they're gonna need some kills, Raph, and they're gonna need some elbow genies at the same time. They definitely can do it, but they can't throw too many draws up there. They can't take too many non-scoring matches. They're gonna have to really basically have their best week of the season.
Let me just see if I can encapsulate what you and Egg are both saying here. They have to
Yeah.
learn the importance of kills.
Yes.
Is that what has to happen? So
yes.
So let me pull this back up here again, just so people understand why we are harping on this sentence. To me, this is the sentence that you watch an NBC procedural, and the cop comes in and says the most obviously thing possible, like, looks like there's been a murder here, body on the floor, blood. Yes, you are correct, sir. Glad we established that. So I saw this. Who's the odds maker? Moses. I have no clue. And I'm not sure they should tell me, because I don't know if we're going to dox that person, but I am fascinated by a few of these odds.
Yeah. Certainly. But again, grappling's hard to put numbers on right now.
It says week 5 feels like the Thursday of the 1 week format. Yes, correct. It does. And I feel like we start learning things about these guys in a way that makes us think, oh, well, we're going to separate the men from the boys, all that sort of stuff, all those other cliches. But to me, the real meat and potatoes is, how much are these guys going to extra push? Because there's going to be a handful of guys who can make the difference for their team and who will be pushing to give their team a win, who are also eyeing the playoffs. So let's see this. And I love this. BMAC, there's just an exclamation mark. Are you happy to see him, or was that your guess? Like, did you take a stab in the wind? They're like, who's the odds maker? BMAC. Or is it just, hey, BMAC, you're in the chat. I didn't know that. And it says,
I think
bless
it was
their hearts. I love BMAC. Them.
Oh, he jumped in with a bless their heart.
Yeah, man.
Little southern twist there. Okay.
There's a lot of different reads I had to do on these, so I'm not quite sure, but that's the southernest thing I can tell you anybody out there is saying. Tim, let's move on to our next topic here, which is that of news. As we advance the board, we do have some news to report. Now, we were waiting very patiently to get some information, and boy, did we get some. Tim, I'm going to put some more time on this clock, but I think you might need the full 3 minutes that we normally do to go over exactly what we should be prepared to see happen, because I'm not sure people have looked at Smooth Comp lately to see what might have changed.
Well, I'm going off the latest information that we had, and I think we have the same info here, but some pretty big changes, right? And I think they're impactful changes, especially to the team standings. Having said that, it does help the New Hope Kings potentially. All right. So Chris Olivo is going to be out this week, it looks like, right? So we shouldn't expect to see him on the Twisters. The Twisters are down by 3 points behind Olimer. So they really need a major contributor like Olivo, but he's going to be out. He's being replaced by with Mike Wacker, who is Matt Mash's coach. And then we've also got word that Spencer Ortiz is out with a minor injury, and he's going to be replaced by Andrew DeGraff, who is teammates of Christos and Landon. And I think really sad to say, because I really feel like this guy did a nice job this season and kind of did a good job of standing out enough to make people remember who he is, but also did some really cool jiu-jitsu at the same time, and that is Anthony Gojani. So it looks like he's going to be out. He's being replaced by Douglas Josue. Looks like a Drysdale guy. So, Gojani was on the bubble, and I think, Raph, you tell me, but I mean, I think he's out now, right? I think how does he stay in the playoffs at this point? I don't think that happens. So some pretty impactful changes. I'm really curious to see how the Twisters perform on week 5. I would like to have been privy to that conversation between the coaches and the athletes and the new owners. So interesting stuff there, my man.
You would be correct. So, in my assumption here, Gojani is essentially foregoing his shot at the playoffs. So,
Dang.
it begs the question, how injured is he? And has he been battling this injury throughout the season? Because, as you mentioned, right on the cusp. It's heartbreaking because, again, our guys thought, oh, well, an extra week, we can do this. A week in between sessions, no problem. We'll be just, and I'm held together with tape and glue sticks still. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, the hard part for us is Gojani sitting out this week, I think robs us of a couple matches, but it does change the whole dynamic of how do these teams score? Are they looking at these new guys coming in as potential points makers? Are they looking at them as easy gets? So I don't know. And Moses, before I move on, there is no apologies needed. You were being very sweet and Southern. I cannot hate any of this. We have plenty of very mean people that we roast here very gently. You should not be one of them.
Gently roasted. Yes. Gently roasted husband. Yeah, that's funny.
And then it says, they're lucky we didn't put in the Alabama aphrodisiac in there for Chris.
Who is the Alabama aphrodisiac?
You know,
who said that?
Not for nothing. The South does have a lock on the nicknames in this game. And yes, we do know this is something that originated out of Alabama, but the way that they do their branding, without maybe even knowing it at times, pretty solid. Pretty solid. So
it's like an idiot savant. Yeah.
Well, don't call them idiot savants, bro. Like, you know what? They'll be super Southern about it. Literally this weekend at the end of it, I literally looked at the end of a Subversive Media Day, and there was Matt Elkins. And Matt Elkins, in all of his Southernness, was like, hey, boys, what's going on? And I go, what are you doing? What are you doing here? I didn't expect to see you. And it was just the calmest dude with glasses who's super chill. And I go, this man is making all the rounds. You could tell. And it just seeing him there was like, you know what? I feel much better. Now, I see this. I'll come back to that, Russell, but it says, any recommended changes in the future for the format? It seems like we have a lot of injuries. This is tough because I don't know what this does, but I do think going forward, you will likely see injured reserves being announced because it did create a little bit of a controversy when two almost ringer-esque guys came in and they weren't the first available ones. Now, part of that is availability. Part of that is trying to balance all of this stuff. I totally get it. But having said that, some of this is probably going to stay the same for the immediate future. I don't know that we're going to change a ton, but I do want you to think right now of suggestions that you can throw to us because we'll have some time to assess these things. But yeah, I would just say just announcing who these injured reserves are because you could see other teams in their fields when you go, oh, Dom Mejia, okay. Oh, Derek Rayfield, okay. So what people don't understand is wrangling athletes is a tough business because sometimes they're in, sometimes they're out. There's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes that I do not wish upon anybody. If you work for an organization, it's dealing with egos, injuries, insane excuses. And sometimes the people who want it the most don't even get on the show. So it's time and opportunity and just being there and ready to go. But we will see what that happens. And it says, Dominic Mejia being a sub is insane. He could win the whole thing. He's the most experienced athlete at a higher level. Not to be outdone, though, Jet Thompson is somebody who is runner-up in this format, and experience does matter. So I think that those two will definitely be two guys to watch in the post format. And I see this, and it says, the man, the myth, the legend, Fleroy Brown. So, Tim, you haven't had the honor of getting to talk with these people in their full garb, but it is something to behold, to watch the Alabama Twisters, the owners, come out and support And it has been phenomenal to hear them hooting and hollering like they got their boys. That is a very well supported group. So when you get out here, by the way, breaking news,
Yeah.
Tim will be out here for the playoffs. So
Yes.
he is going to join me and we will have live presentations of our show out there as per usual. And we could not be more excited to have you, Tim.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very excited to get back out there as well. The Alabama Twisters ownership group, basically a bunch of jiu-jitsu guys, right? Like jiu-jitsu heads. Okay. Yeah, I've noticed they are very adorned. I don't think those guys dress that way every day. Maybe Baby Thor. Elkins might. But listen, the rest of those guys, I don't think so, man. I've seen a lot of Southern dudes, and they're unless they're like trying to be Zach Brown band or something, they're just like gelling, you know. But I'm really happy for what they're doing. It's awesome that they came in with such a huge bang, too. Like, what a great story for them.
It's just so fun to watch them there, and they are a very lively audience. So I think it's a good mix because, you know, sometimes the worry when you have only VIPs is VIPs will be like, ooh, good job. Like, you get nervous about that.
Yeah.
Nah, Bama boys were 100% down for the cause. So I would tell you guys, if you like seeing rowdy crowds, invite you some Alabama boys, but get some real stakes in the game, make them owners, and see how that changes. Tim, with all that being said, I think it's time to start previewing some of these matches. This has become the segment where we start telling people what they can expect in week 5.
All right.
So for that, we're going to advance this board, slowly adjust that up. Oh, I love that, Tim. That photo is phenomenal. I'm glad I took the minute to actually look at this before switching on over. But let's go ahead and look at the first series of matches that are going to start off the day. And I'm glad that now they have changed it. I actually looked up at Smooth Comp a little bit earlier, and there were names crossed in. So they literally had to strike through them, and I knew those were the right names. So they finally set in order. We now have the order of what you need to see. Here we go. Week 5 starts off with the following 5 matches first. Landon Elmore, J.J. Bowers, Derek Rayfield, John Chandler, Christos Papadelos, Jonathan Wilson, a.k.a. Officer Grimy, Mike John, C.J. Murdoch, and Andrew DeGraff versus Zach Schneider. Tim, from here, what is your match to keep eyes on?
I am looking at Landon Elmore, J.J. Bowers. Specifically, Elmore put a big 0 up on the board last week. And Bowers had a rough night, and he's still kind of salty about the did he slam or did he not slam issue. And, you know, there's a lot of things he has to prove or he wants to prove, I think. So I'm calling that one.
I'm glad you went that way because it's not just him. He actually got his dad in on the proceedings. So Mr.
Pops
Bowers himself is also getting involved in on it. And it's kind of weird when he starts bringing up the rule book, and I can hear his case. But you know, Tim, if only there was a higher court that they could take this to. Something of the most importance. Perhaps during the off weeks, you might see the reemergence of a bullpen favorite, bullpen court, where we can take this matter. So, JJ, here's our challenge for you. Would you like to defend yourself in a court of law? Now, granted, it will not overturn anything, and even if it did, you wouldn't, like, the points wouldn't help. You know what I mean? But now it's a matter of pride and principle. So, JJ Bowers, our challenge to you. Would you like to defend yourself on bullpen court? You can reach me in the DMs as you do when you try to yell at me on a regular occasion. So there is that. And I do see some lively folks in the chat here, Tim. I want to bring some attention to a few of them.
Yeah.
But why don't we go ahead and look at a few of these notes. I see this from Russell Marbut that says, we are gym owners and athletes. We really do this. No, I mean, listen, dude, you're talking to 2 dudes who wear suit jackets but are also doing this too.
Yeah, I get you, Russell. I'm not throwing shade on you, my man. I think it's awesome what you guys are doing. I also am a gym owner, and I
Ooh.
also am an ex-athlete. and, and I also really do this. I feel you, my man. I'm on your side, brother. But you guys do look pretty cool. And I'm just saying, if Raph and I had Southern accents or English accents, Australian, we'd be banging at the top right now. We got to get accent surgery. We need to get an accent transplant, dude.
Tim, people would not like me with a English accent. I know that for sure. Just the demeanor I have and sometimes the comments I can make. I think you give me an English accent, I think this show doesn't go on anymore.
You turn into Alfred.
Talk about the bitchiest one-liners anybody's ever heard. I mean, you could do that if you were looking to not make it to the playoffs. But you do.
No, you're right.
I'm just telling you. I know what it sounds like. Speaking of accents, I see a note here from somebody who, what's the right phraseology for this? Someone here who's no stranger to the post show. Let's put it that way. Andy Varela says, "We're taking this whole thing. I just want to let you guys know that I might be the reason you need to always tune into the post show. I'm sorry, guys. I got pretty lit. It's all good."
I like that he put the shaka hand. Like, is that the shaka hand or a slice of pizza?
I think it's the handshake hand. I think it's him saying, like, "We taking this whole thing," and then he shook his
Is he shaking his own hand? It's like the new pat on the back.
Yeah, pretty
much. Dislocated his shoulder patting himself on the back a few months ago, so now he just shakes his own hand when he makes a good comment.
Hey, better that injury than that dude hobbling the wrong way onto the post show. But nonetheless, we love you, Andy, and you're doing a great job, but it's close, buddy. It's real close. Like,
it is.
The one thing that you may need to tune into these post shows and the behind the scenes stuff is if you watch Andy, he's super high when they win, but when they're not winning by enough and it's a close match, he has said in those behind the scenes documentaries, "Yeah, I don't like it being this close. Like, I like blowing people out. So, like, we need to keep winning." So, keep in mind, that is what that is. Raph with an English accent is gold. Yeah, I don't know, man. I know who I am. I don't know that goes well after week 1. And I see this. Bowers did not show up, unfortunately. Rough outing. I mean, he's had fun matches, but I don't know that he will be worth the 7,700 that he was drafted for. So there is that. So let me give you the one I want you to keep tabs on for this week. This one's tough because Derek and John is kind of a banger match of just two workhorses. Landon Elmore, JJ, interesting. But I got to go Mike John and CJ Murdoch. Those are workhorses. And Mike John always has an outside in. CJ Murdoch last week was talking about it and says that he still believes there's a way to get in there. And statistically, sure, there is. But I will tell you, if he does not win this match, he will effectively be eliminated from playoff contention. So what I would tell you is this, CJ. You have had a great resume of matches. Just end strong, brother. Like, literally go out there and make it a showcase because you haven't had bad matches. So just see that all the way through, because I wouldn't be surprised if more people want to see you as a grappler on their shows from the additional exposure that you get here, in addition to the resume that you brought to this competition. So there we go. And Michael Elmore making a bold prediction saying Landon is going to close out strong this week. I hope so, Mike, because I got him in the fantasy league, and I need that man to put up points. So you talk to him, and you tell him this is for Raph.
Is Michael his brother, his dad, his buddy?
Don't know. Not assuming. Going to say dad? Question mark?
Michael Elmore.
You know we crush it with the parent demo. Like, parents.
We do, man. I know. We're big on
alternate between
dads
loving
and moms
us,
love us
and telling us what they think is an accuracy on slam or no slam. So we do oscillate between the two. And the weird part is, we put up in the capture, we're like, do you think this is a DQ? And that just let Mr. Bowers go, yep, let me go ahead and talk about this. We did get an answer. Michael Elmore says, yes, Dad. So love to see it. Thank you very much,
Dad.
Mr. Elmore. You've
Hey,
raised.
these grappling dads are not messing around, dude.
Man.
I want to see a dad's turn.
I was about to say the same thing. Let's get some dads going in this.
Let's go, man.
It's going to be the playoffs in between matches. So that's what we're going to do next time.
We could sponsor it by like Rolaids and, stuff like that.
Oh, egg. Don't bring, I said it as a thing to consider, but somehow you saying it brought down the collective mood. Egg saying a lot of folks will be eliminated after the first
this week. Say that in an English accent. Your reply to him.
Got it. Okay. My reply to him or what he posted?
Your reply to him. I want to hear your English response.
Oh, what fascinating analysis you have there, Egg. A lot of people will be eliminated after the first block this week. Stunning. Smashing as always. Keep up the good work.
It was the will be eliminated.
The best part of this exercise is you being like, nope, I think I like it. And I don't know if everybody's going to stay with us. We did lose a couple viewers there. So I watched this very carefully. I know when people want to hang with us. All right, let's keep that moving as we continue to talk about these very, very good matchups. Let's go. I think the next one is going to be matches 6 through 10. So the matches 6 through 10, equally as fun and with huge implications. We go with Matt Mash, Dom Lobo, Michael Wacker, Jet Thompson against one another. Hoffa versus Anthony Molina Valdez. Sergio Ardilla versus Douglas. I'm just going to say it's either Joshua or Jose. I want to stay with Jose, but I know that's wrong. My apologies, Douglas. And Dom Mejia versus Juan Martinez. What is your match to watch here, Tim?
I am going to go with Sergio Ardilla and Douglas. I'm going to call him Josue because that's just, I don't know.
Josue is good. I like that one as well. I didn't know where to go.
I'm not sure either. But look, two things. Sergio he's in the hunt still, and he wants to put points up on the board. Douglas is getting a shot, right? It sounds like he's perhaps like knows Drysdale, his student, friend, some kind of connection to him. He's getting a shot, man. So he's going to get out there and get after it. So definitely want to see that. So I think that'll be dope.
Okay. For me on this one, I really do think that I want to see the debut of Mike Wacker because he is Matt Mash's coach. I'm intrigued to see how he does. And him versus Jet Thompson is a tall order of business to start the day off. So,
yeah,
we'll see. And I mean, listen, dude, Mike was there coaching very, very intensely his man. And you know what was great about it was Matt Mash was responding so well to it. Like, he could hear his coach. He could pick it out, a needle in a haystack. It was really good to watch. So I'm intrigued to see how those two work together because you will hear them coaching each other no matter what. All right, let's move on to our next block here, Tim. This is going to be our the 11 through 15 block. So the 11 through the 15 block up here right now for you guys. All right, Tim, what is the one you want to have eyes on?
This is a little bit of a tougher one for me to kind of sort out, and I don't want to call out the same dudes all the time. But I'm interested in seeing Zach Schneider and Hoffa Ferreira because I think Hoffa's he's got to be on the bubble, right? What's the bubble watch on him?
Yeah, he's bubble watch.
He's bubble watch, right? Yeah, so he's bubbling out right now, and he needs a win to get it right. And I think Schneider is not super high on the board at this point. Didn't Schneider have to sit out a couple weeks?
Schneider did have to sit out last week. He's coming back strong. He could still maybe potentially sneak in there. It's difficult, and we'll get to a little bit more of what Schneider has ahead of him, but it's possible. It is possible.
So, and he's a very proud man. So, he's going to want to go out there and get a win. So I'm looking forward to seeing kind of how that shakes out. That'd be my match in that
I'm with
that
you.
slot.
Zach and Hoffa is a really, really good match. I'm going to put some respect here on JJ Bowers and Sergio Ardilla. I feel like JJ and Sergio both have something to prove here, and both have implications. Sergio's eyeing that. Like, he's looking at trying to stay there. And JJ might want to try and make an end statement. We talked about being stoppers and realizing your power in that you and your team might be statistically eliminated, but you could still make an impact on the season. So keep that in mind as we kind of watch that one play out. Tim, with that, let's move forward and advance one more time to, I think these are going to be matches 16 through 20. So 16 through 20 here. You're going to be coming up on Landon Elmore versus Dom Lobo, Derek Rayfield versus Jet Thompson, Christos Papadopoulos versus Juan Martinez, Mike John versus Douglas. You got Andrew DeGaff versus Anthony Melita Valdez. What are you looking at here, sir?
There's only, look, no disrespect to the other guys, but there's only one match in this chunk of matches that jumps out in a major way, and that's Derek Rayfield, Jet Thompson, both guys fighting their way to the top of the leaderboard, super active, super aggressive, super strong. Both can be pretty, like, they're not going to back down from nobody. So I think that this is going to be a real great matchup to watch.
Good call. On this one, I mean, it's a battle of some big boys. Derek Rayfield, Jet Thompson, man. Like,
man,
I'm nervous about that one. I don't know that Jet has an easy day. And what if Derek pulls off a huge upset here? Like, we've seen him do some miraculous things. And those two guys do not belong in the 155 division. Let's just be clear.
It's obscene.
You can see this in 170 and 185. I guarantee you that.
Do you think it's an upset if Rayfield beats Thompson?
Yes. I think it would be.
Yeah, you think so?
I think so for this reason. Derek has more of the underdog spirit despite having a quite good run here. And I still feel like despite points being what they are, I want people to start thinking like this. If you think Jet isn't getting enough points, tell me how you think he's going to do in the playoffs. Because now it's a sub-only category, but it's EBI overtime. I think there he probably has a stronger shot, and with it just on him and not having to worry about the rest of his teammates, maybe you see the Jet of old. I don't know. Maybe this just isn't his tournament. It's hard to say, but I would say don't count him out. More than anything, consider that as you're like, man, Jet Thompson, you never showed up. And I'm like, I don't know, man. He's still got good freaking points right now. So there is that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Let's just say this. Yeah, I feel like the Derek and Jet Thompson is the one I'm going to keep eyes on. But why don't we go ahead and move to the next series, which is going to be the set of 21 through 25. The next set of matches are Jet Thompson, Zach Schneider, Anthony Molina Valdez, CJ Murdoch, Douglas versus Officer Grimy, Juan Martinez versus JJ Bowers, Dom Lobo versus John Chandler. Your thoughts, sir?
I am going to give some love here to match 23, Douglas Josue and Jonathan Wilson. I mean, Officer Grimy, was his first week 4, or did he jump in at all in week 3?
So we have to.
He had like one match in week 3.
So remember, when you chat into Egg GPT, you just say, "Hey, can you tell me who won this match on this date?" And the results will come. Now, granted, you have to feed it a little bit more than you do like actual chat GPT. You have to be a little nicer to it. But by and large, it will give you the stats and more. In fact, I think Egg gives you more stats per pound than ChatGPT. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't think he competed on week 3. I'm not positive, but I want to see these two guys get after it. They're both two guys that came in as subs. And all the other names get a lot of love, and we're always talking about them, good or bad, right? Sometimes these guys just kind of fly under the radar. So that's my pick. Keep your eye on Douglas Josue and Jonathan Wilson.
Yes. Okay, great. It's hard because I'm just thinking of playoffs. So I think the Zach Schneider, Jet Thompson is one to look at. Now that we're so firmly looking at playoffs and team evaluations, you essentially have two people who the teams don't matter here on this one, but the points do. So Zach, if he gets blocked here, that's devastating. For Jet Thompson, it's now seeding and likely keeping his spot, but he does look like he's there. It's just nobody is secure in their spot right now. So you really want to try and get points on the board. And I wonder if we see that Aoki lock come back in, because Jet Thompson was a beast at getting those Aokis for a long period of time. I wonder if he goes back to doing that. And it says, oh no. Hold on, Andy Barra. I've been obliterated, and now you competed week 3. Come on, man. Andy, can I point this out to you? It is easy to do one job and just know, I know he competed, but Tim and I do more than this. So, we've ingested, highlighted, talked about it. There's a lot more that goes into this, my man. I wish I could drink on the job. Actually, you know what? Maybe that's what makes you better. Maybe that's why the memory gets triggered in. Thank you, Open Bar. Anyway, thank you for your help, Andy GBT. Appreciate you, brother. But yes, Tim, as you were asking a question, if you have any more to add on that, I'll go to mine.
No, I'm just going to say this. Oh, well, never mind. I'm not going to say it because I realize I have an outdated stat sheet. I'm just going to be quiet before Egg loses his freaking mind.
Hold on. Nope. He's still going. Grammy, yes, there is some more facts here. It just says, Grammy came in for Zach Schneider after a block 1 of week 3 when Mash was heel hook Schneider, and he heel hooked Schneider. So that was exactly what happened there. Great. That is facts. Thank you for jogging our memory. But I would tell you this. If you're looking at that one, yeah, Jet Thompson, Zach Schneider, that's got a lot riding on it. So there is that. Tim, I'm going to move on now, if you are good with that, to go to our last set here. This is matches 26 through 30. So matches 26 through 30. Landon Elmore versus Mike Wacker. Derek Rayfield versus Rafa Ferreira. Christos Papadelos versus Matt Mash. Mike John versus Dom Mejia. And Andrew DeGraff versus Sergio Ardillo. What is the match to watch here, sir?
I think the match to watch here is Rayfield Hoffa, because at this point, we're going to know or not if Hoffa really has a shot at making the playoffs. And if he does, this is going to be a banger of a match, because Hoffa is one dude that is probably crazier and more wild than Rayfield. However, I think Hoffa won't do it to his own demise, and I think Rayfield would. I think Rayfield would break his leg to break your leg. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for that match to be a banger, man.
I just want to point this out. As somebody who saw a very bad leg snap happen out here in California on some social media channels, I sure hope not, because that didn't sit well with my stomach. Derek and Hoffa is definitely the one to watch here, but I'll put some respect on somebody else. I'm going to go Christos and Matt Mash. Matt Mash, the prevailing thought here is Christos is going to continue doing what he's done as a top point leader, but Matt Mash has carried a lot of baggage on his own shoulders that he has put on himself. I know he is a top tier performer. Christos has been on a very good level, but Christos can be neutralized. I haven't seen anybody really submitting him. We saw Hoffa get his back and then immediately got reversed Uno'd. So Christos is a savvy competitor. As mentioned many times before, he is the game. Just remember that. That's the nickname we're going with for him. I don't know, man. I feel like I think that could be a good way to kind of get there. And of course, we're going to end the day with Andrew DeGraff and Sergio Ardilla. So we'll either see some people celebrating by then, or as Brian is suggesting, somebody will be tipping the PGF bartender because maybe one team or coach will be lit afterwards. It might not be who you think it is. We'll see. I see you, Mika.
It might not.
I don't know, man. It might be Mika. Mika might go get lit. He's like, hey, man, after match one, he's like, my team's done. Let's do this. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But although if Canuto beats Andy, I'm just saying, maybe you're going to see some giant flips with a tequila bottle in hand. I don't know, but I hope not. Everybody, please be responsible. All right. Tim, let's return back to the board and make our way very quickly through the rest of these topics that we have. And just to let you know, we are up against the gun, so we will be timing these out just a little bit shorter. So I'm going to give you just 1 minute to go on the odds. So Tim, tell me a little bit about the odds here and what we need to know.
Okay, so the news is we don't have odds yet. They are actually not posted. But having said that, I got a couple prop bets that I'm going to put out there. I don't know what the odds are, but I'd like to hear what you think about it. Number one, prop bet number one. This is a little bit like mound ball when you go watch a baseball game. If you know what that is, you know what that is. If you don't, go look it up. Who's the first to walk on the mats with their shoes? Out of everybody there, who's going to be the first dude that walks on the mat with his shoes on? My pick, Hoist Gracie, if he's there, because he can. He could walk on your face, and you would have to just be like, okay, it's Hoist. All right. Second prop bet, first to complain to the ref. I think Rayfield is a strong candidate. I just think he can't help it. He has to say something. We might see Bowers take up his appeal from last week, which would be quite funny. But those are my two prop bets, Raph. Wanted to get your feedback on them. What say you?
So I think the Bama boys were asking, do you think it's a good bet if BMAC is going to use the telestrator more or less than 8 times on the show?
The under over. Probably 8 or 9 times, because he knows how to use it now. At first, he didn't know how to use it.
I mean, it's a new toy. He wasn't quite sure he was going to break it or not, but now he's firmly behind it. Tim, tell me a little bit about the fantasy teams.
So a couple updates on fantasy. One update is my team is so jacked right now on PGF Fantasy. Apparently, the trick I thought I could play doesn't work, but I'm still ranked like higher than 30 or 40% of the people, and I haven't scored points yet in the last 2 weeks. But when we talk about PGF player fantasy, I think it's actually a better insight into performance than the PGF official points. Jet Thompson sits on top of that leaderboard at 50 fantasy points. Why? He's got 9 back takes and 4 mounts. That 9 is the next guy up is Lobo, and he's got 5. And I think somebody's got 5 mounts. I think it's Ferreira. Jet's got 4. Only 3 subs, but he's got great positional control, which is what you need. And Raph keeps alluding to this when you get to the playoffs. Positional control eats up the clock to overtime, and then it's time to bang and you win. Mark it. That's what I got for you. Those are my that's fantasy right now. Olivo's up high, Mejia, same players, man. Squad wise, dude, I'm tanking. I don't know where Egg is. He's the blue belt.
Egg is still computing, I think, an out of date version of.
He's number 42.
Standings. He's basically put in all the alternates to make up for his team doing not as well as he thought it would. Because here's the thing. The weird part about the alternates are you didn't pick them. So, like, what did you do? You just slid them in. So even worse than the PGF itself, where at least the teams got a chance to pick them, and maybe the others are slimy and not happy about that. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But when they just literally like, well, naturally, my guy went out. So, of course, Sergio Ardilla and Don Mejia go to me. And you're like,
yeah, right.
No, thank you, sir. So we're going to have a discussion about that a little bit later. But why don't we get now into some predictions? So, Tim, with this, I'm feeling you want to try and figure out a way to predict what is going to happen. So tell us, who's going to go all the way, and who do we want to designate as the official bubble boy of the PGF right now, sir?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, bubble boy. Well, here's the names on the bubble. We got Valdez with 23, Lobo with 21, Hoffa with 21, Mash 18, Gojani's out, Ardilla's got 13, Snyder's got 10. I'm going to say it's going to be Dom Lobo. I think he's bubble boy. I think that $1,000 bare minimum, payout that he got just kind of being defaulted to, I think that salted him up quite a bit, man. And I'm looking for him to be bubble boy. That's my prediction. In terms of the teams, I think Dahlemer's going to keep the lead from start to finish. I think Olivo sitting out of the Twisters might hurt the Twisters going into the final week of the season. And I also believe that Jet Thompson's going to win it all. I don't think Oliva's going to beat him in the individual playoffs right now. I think Jet is ramping up and he's playing the game right. I think Papadelos has potential. He'll probably talk himself out of it. One of his speeches, go home and not even compete. But he's got potential for sure, man. But I just see Jet taking it all the way here.
Very nice. I mean, that is an important thing. And Egg wants to be very clear about, where we stand here. He's saying that they went to your team, Tim. So he's just trying to butter you up here because he's trying to let you know that these alternates that have gotten extra points for him are also kosher for you. So I hear you, Egg. I hear what you're trying to do.
We both got dirt now, mutual dirt, so we have to trust each other. Okay,
Egg. I see what's happening, but it's okay. I mean, Egg he's doing very well in the main one, but let me ask you this, Egg. Are you really doing that well? Because Jason Anik is he's doing right behind you, bro. So just saying, Jason Anik right behind you. Jason Anik is for sure not watching as much tape as you are, and he's right underneath you. What if Jason Anik beats you? The fantasy corner is just going to be Anik now. That's what I think we have to do. And yes, April, Jet to win it all. Thank you. Loving the parent. You know what it is? This is almost like a PTA. This is what this becomes here. We just get all the parents coming over to basically tell us, go my kid. And that's fine.
They got money. Donate some money.
Hey, man.
Sorry, I'm going to
go. You're good. Y'all can go comment, and subscribe on Inside BJJ and the Grappling Hour, wherever you can find it available. And it says, Jason reads my articles. Yeah, but it's more than that, dude. It's gut. And that's something I love about Jason. Jason's got good gut. So maybe there's a genius behind that, dude.
Good
he pulls
gut.
the trigger, bro. So
I've never heard that.
Just saying, you never thought of it like that?
He's got good gut, dog.
He's got good gut.
Put that on my resume. Skill set, good gut.
All right. Let me just say this very quickly as we have to start wrapping this up. We're going to go ahead and do a very quick segment here in terms of the chat. So
great.
This is one where you've got to be able to predict who and what and where, Tim. So you have not been super great on this, but I'm going to go to the athlete chat right now.
And while you're looking, listen, I asked BMAC to add me to the athlete chat, and he said, absolutely not.
Oh,
and when I said, look, dude, we're playing this game and I need some info. Then he was like, for sure you can't get in. So he's hanging me out on purpose right now. He's enjoying this. See, I know how these country dudes are, man. I see through this, dude. I'm not taking the sweet accent. Oh, I'm Brandon McCabe.
Okay. So there's been some interesting things happening here, but
okay. I'm ready.
Let me say this. Steven, I ain't trying to start no trouble, but Egg just private messaged me and said your highlight reel was on Elijah Carlton's Instagram page. Who said that?
These are only athletes, right? This is not going to be like a side guy. Oh, jeez. Steven. I think, man, I am going to go way out on a limb here, and I could be wrong, but I think this is a guy, and I think he did it because he's salty, because even though he goes to the gym and he works out a lot and he takes a lot of flexing photos, Egg has still got buffer pythons than him. I'm going to say this is Wallow J.
That is actually, no, that is Brandon McCaffrey.
Do you have to say actually? Because every time you say actually, I'm like, I got it this time. And it's
No,
no.
I'm the doctor on Arrested Development who goes one way and swerves you on that. Okay, here we go. Here's the second one. It's really disheartening knowing that this guy can now vote and it's worth as much as mine. They let illegals vote now.
Who said it?
Mm-hmm.
Who said it?
The game has not changed in the many times we have done this, Tim.
Okay. I'm gonna put, because I think this is something sensational that this guy would say. I think, and he doesn't care because he's not competing this week. I think it's Anthony Gojani.
Tim, you are correct.
Oh my God.
That is the first time you've been correct.
I want to announce my retirement from this game. I am officially retired. I'm going out on top at this point.
I will say this. I don't think that's how that works. You got to do one more. So I really do appreciate that. I don't know what happened here, but here we go. I mean, that Raph is Mexican, so it's not too far off.
Okay. Now, if I get this right, can we say I have good gut?
You have good gut if that is the case.
Okay. Can you just read it one more time? I'm sorry. Just one more time. Just one more time.
I mean, that Raph is Mexican, so it's not too far off.
That Raph is Mexican, so it's not too far off. That Raph. Okay, this is somebody that knows you. I'm going to say this is Christos Papadelos.
Actually, it was Dom Mejia. Dom Mejia was in there.
Bad gut. Oh. I was close to getting good gut, dog. Dang it. Dude, these are tricky.
So here's what I want to say to you, Tim. I know you wanted to walk off with a home run.
I did.
But unfortunately, there is that. So why don't we do this? Why don't we let us plug where the people can find us, sir? So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera on you. Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me at Inside BJJ on your favorite social media. If you are out in Nashville, come see me at 10th Planet Nashville. If you're out in Stockton, go see my other school out at 10th Planet Stockton. If you're going to be in Vegas next week for the PGF, come by and say what's up. I'm stoked to be there. Can't wait, Raph. Great show. The PGF is going to be a banger for week 5, so don't take your eyes off of it. It's going to be great stuff.
I see a note here from Egg, and I'm going to read it. And I'm going to let you know how absurd it is, because this is what exactly I said. Bullpen draft standings, Egghead won with 140, Tim with 92, Raph with 79, and Steven with 60. Those are not the official ones. Unfortunately, he has been keeping tabs wrong because he has been including substitutes, which we do not on the show. Current standings are as follows. Let me get that off the screen. Egg with 92, Raph with 80, Tim with 55, and Stephen Aiken with 52. Go figure that one out.
I like that one less than the unofficial one.
I'm sure you like that one less, but that is how we picked. It's still a kind of close race. We'll see how it goes, and it does go through playoffs. So just as a reminder there. All right, folks, that is going to do it for us. But you know what? I think we should throw it to somebody right now. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, why don't we go to the most dependable person that we can go to and let them take over some coverage right now, is what I would say if I ended the show. But tomorrow, you know that. Anyway, I love that Egg says, either way, I'm on top. Yeah, Egg's just looking for any way possible. Egg
No
is
way.
looking at a genie right now. He is
I'm
asking
on
for
top.
extra credit points. He's wondering if he does more research and writes an essay, if he can be given 10 points. I get it. So we'll see. We'll see. It's close and it's a fun race. But Egg, in no world do I say 140 points from your bullshit swiping in of just grabbing the alternate. Like, this is why people say that you are the one that actually cheats. Not that other people collude. It might be you, Egg. You might be the problem and
And
the cause.
and then he follows up with the Tinder tagline, either way, I'm on top.
I know. All right, friends. Here's what I'm going to
See you
say.
guys.
Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Check us out inside BJJ and on the Grappling Hour. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't go anywhere. Tomorrow night, we have more action. We'll have a post show. We'll bring it all back together. We got lots and lots of show for you guys. So don't go anywhere. My appreciation. Make sure to give us some love wherever you're watching this and tell the people that you love it. And just as a nice reminder, when the show is done, post show, post show, post show, post show, post show, post show. You want to be there. You don't know if somebody's going to get super drunk. I think we all know who it's going to be, but like, you don't know if anybody else is joining them. So just saying. And anyway, thanks you guys. It's been a great day for grappling. We'll see you back on the mats.